Alright, so welcome. This is Halo 3. We're gonna be doing a run on easy, which is kind of the any percent category for this game. All people also do runs on legendary, but we're gonna do easy today. So I'll just start up the first level here, and quick loading screen, then we'll be good to go. So time starts when this loading screen finishes. And we're in. So this is the first level, Sierra 117. Uh, in the jungles of East Africa. Near Shira Peak or something. The first tack we'll be doing is called slide jumping, and you just saw me doing there, jumping off that rock. Whenever you jump off a slope in this game, you gain a small amount of speed, so your downward speed gets converted into forward speed, essentially. And you can get a bit more out of it if you time a crouch and then an uncrouch. Right as you jump off, you can get an even bigger boost like that, and we call that slide jumping, and it's a movement technique that I'm gonna be using throughout the whole game. And you can see I'm going like kind of specific patterns here, ways here between rocks and so on to set myself up for the best route possible for as many slide jumps as possible. So sometimes it's not always best to take a completely direct route to where you want to go, because there's a slide jump you want to do like a bit to the right, whatever. But yeah, for this level, the first couple minutes, all we'll be doing is basically jumping and moving to our destination, and then in the latter half of the level, there will be some combat. Coming up on a tricky jump here called Moose Jump. Gotta do this somewhat blind. And I got it there. Quite precise. Mostly what makes it hard is the little bush that's blocking you, so you can't really see where you're going. And then you have to jump around that little rock as well. Try to get a plasma pistol here. Oh, this brute is blocking a bit. Or a kneeler works fine too. And coming up on another little skip here, there's cutscenes in this game that we call Cortana moments. There are basically volume triggers usually. So you saw me jumping on those rocks there in a kind of a weird way. That was actually so I didn't touch the floor. I was as far away from the floor as possible, because there's a little trigger there near the ground that starts a little cutscene where Cortana will talk to you across the galaxy or something. Try not to get pushed down here too much. And get this guy's brute shot. That was a really good boost for that. But obviously, getting knocked down into the river was suboptimal. On legendary, you'd see me clearing out all these enemies here, but on easy we can kind of just coast through and just focus on straight lines and slide jumps. Quite a big skip here. Combine a slide jump with a nade boost to get right across this gap. And we gotta make sure Johnson follows us here to avoid a soft lock. It looks like we'll be fine here. I'm gonna turn around and look at him just to make sure he despawns there, and if he didn't despawn, if we were too fast or he got stuck on something, then he wouldn't be in this next area and we couldn't actually finish the level. So I'm gonna go in here to hit a trigger and then turn right back. Mandatory trigger there for finishing the level. And then I'm gonna jump across this bridge hopefully. Just like that. Slide jump and then brute shot boost. Don't get backsmacked by this guy. Get the hammer. If he drops it, okay. And then we're gonna start clearing these guys out. we're essentially on a half timer, half quota of, enemies we need to kill in order to get our friendly pelican to arrive, and once we enter that, we'll end the mission. So there's gonna be some enemies dropping on this phantom. Gotta take care of. Get this guy. Oh. Brute did not do what I wanted him to. Got back there. Watch my hammer ammo. I only have one swing left, but that's fine. I have a flare, so I can actually do a bit of swag here. Jump off the flare in midair. And Pelican arrives. Frag and hammer boost gets us up there early. End the mission 30 seconds earlier or so. And that's Sierra.
Sorry.
So this next mission is actually pretty different. We're indoors now in a human base. We're gonna be going back and forth a bunch, different objectives. Mostly focused on movement until we get to our next objective, and then we'll be clearing something out and then go to the next place. First couple minutes are very simple. Just very basic movement through these hallways and a quick auto scroller, and then it's gonna start heating up a bit after that. So as you already got a taste for in that last level, maybe the hammer allows us to do some funky stuff a lot of the time. So once we get a hammer later in this level, we'll start going a lot faster. But the first couple minutes of this is pretty standard, not too interesting. This is an auto scroller. We just gotta wait for these phantoms to come in and clear out the enemies. It doesn't really matter because it's all based on the phantoms. They come and go in the same speed no matter what you do, really. This guy's juking me, but again, it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm using the assault rifle, because I don't really want to waste my BR ammo when it doesn't really matter here. Set up this fusion coil, so hopefully gonna use it to clear the last wave. Get this cone out of the way. I didn't pick up plasma pistol, but I should be fine. Another flare. Shoot there to get the timing on that nade, and then nade and fusion coil kills the last guys. Can shoot this fusion coil for small boost as we go. And now we're gonna be going back to where we came from. As I said, there's a lot of back and forth in this level, different objectives and so on. Once we get back to where we started, that's where we'll get the hammer, and as I said, things will get a lot more interesting.
Barracks are under attack. All available combat teams respond. Anyone in the barracks, I need a sit rep now.
I'll be picking up more frags here and then throw this grenade in a somewhat specific way. Try to get all 5 drones there, which I did. As I can see by the medals on the left there. And if you get all those 5 drones, for whatever reason, it skips some spawns, so you'll actually end up having to kill fewer in total. And one hiding there. Didn't really lose me too much time. Nice little slide jump down the stairs there. And this is where we get the hammer. So I actually picked up a deployable cover as well earlier, which is the equipment I have right now, which I'll be using here for deployable cover or DC launch, hopefully. It's a bit hard to see because this is also the first time you actually see the Cortana moment. So it might have been a bit too hard to see what went on there, but I did a launch off the deployable cover through that hallway. And that's the first instance of a hammer launch. So that you may have seen I pushed up against a grate and then I jumped and I hammered. What that did is it made the grate push into me at a much, for some reason, a much greater force than it should, and it's a bit hard to explain, but it's essentially pushing an object into you rather than just using the hammer by itself. Gives you a lot stronger of a boost, and you can make some insane gaps. So this is a combat section here. There's one brute I left there. Try to remember that guy. There's a wave that spawns down here. Where are these guys at? Didn't get a spike grenade there. Just was a bit unlucky. There's a guy still up here. I can hear him. There he is. Yeah, you get trolled sometimes. This door should open, yeah. And once again, we'll be going back to where we started, from a different point this time. But this time we're actually gonna be rigging the base to blow as we escape. So another quick little hammer launch there. And can always improvise some nade and hammer boosts as we go. You're not always gonna have the same amount of ammo and nades, so sometimes you can just sort of go with what you have. So for some reason the Covenant don't really know how to defuse or to like activate the bomb again, I guess. So we just defuse it and just leave it there among them, and apparently they can't turn it back on or something, or they can't defuse it. So here's a neat little trick. Hopefully, if I can do it. Nope. That's really not. I was trying to do a butterfly there, which is when you chain melees and reloads to get lunges towards the enemy and then melee it or cancel it before they die, and then just repeat that process. I'm really bad at it on keyboard for some reason. I'm much better with the controller there, which is what I used to play on before this game came to PC. And that's the end of the level. So this is actually the longest auto scroll in the game. Is this elevator right here? Or the longest. Well, the longest point when you're not doing anything, at least, and it's about 34 seconds.
This place will become your tomb.
Some 8 minutes. Redeemed from earlier. Top-so. So this is Savo Highway. This is the driving level. We're basically get a warthog right at the start here, and we're gonna be driving from start to end. So this level comes down to just optimizing your driving as much as possible, and which isn't actually very easy at all, because the Halo 3 hog has some strange physics, let's say. So I'm gonna be Trying to take as wide turns as possible to keep my speed, and just trying to take some good lines. There's one sort of big skip in the middle of the level, which hopefully I'll be able to get. But other than that, it's basically all driving.
Still can't get the commander. Comms are a mess. Pelicans are scattered. Best thing now, get some distance between us and the base. Pilots are gonna be looking for survivors.
On Legendary, you would actually pick up Marines in your Warthog. Because they actually soak up damage for you, but obviously on easy that's not necessary because we're essentially invincible, at least to enemies. So I actually stopped there for a second just to let this chopper pass, because otherwise he would mess me up big time. Have to get out for a second here just to break this, and then we can go through. It's a very early checkpoint, which isn't good. You want it as late as possible. This we'll skip here. We're supposed to get on the Warthog and walk to the end of the mission, but we don't like to do that.
Something in the crater, ma'am. Something beneath the storm.
So we're just gonna what is it called? Thread the needle? Yeah. Through there, and a little flick helps to line up the Warthog correctly. You can also do that by picking up a grab lift earlier, but it's about, I think, 8 seconds slower or so. And then this is actually another little tricky part, is getting up this hill smoothly. Looks like it went pretty well. Endo Wraith boosted away there, which is very nice. You can often troll you a lot there. I know Heck again has had a lot of experience with that Wraith. Oh, do we get... okay, we're fine, kind of. Not optimal ending, but made it work. Coming up on another long auto-scroller section here. This one's 20 seconds or so, I think. Just gotta ride in this Warthog until we're allowed out. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on this level, so hopefully they don't. It should be fine, as long as I don't mess up. First part here, basically just gonna be walking through this warehouse. It doesn't actually really matter how fast we go here, because we're on a timer from when we press the first button. You'll see me wait at this next button for a couple seconds because I can't actually press it right now. So I just set up the ghost beforehand so I can get it through the door. I'm trying to press this button, there's no prompt. And there it is. Can't press it until that load happens. So now we have to kill enough enemies to get the next load to progress into the next area. So I'm gonna be driving to this middle section, killing this marine so he gets off the missile pod. Nade those jackals, and missile pod these ghosts, and right, should definitely be enough. That went very well. And we're through just as the door opens. Press that next button through the ceiling. another one, and while that's opening, we can go grab these rockets. If the Marine doesn't block me. Stop here for just a second. Makes this door open a second or two earlier for whatever reason. Take us this Wraith. So this is a wave fight now in this lake bed. Gonna be taking out 2 waves, and we need to kill everything. We need to have everything dead at the end of the second wave, and at least 1 Wraith and 1 Chopper dead to start the second wave. So that's why I focus on taking out a Wraith there, just so I know the second wave is gonna start. It's my first priority. Need to get a Mongoose for another skip. It's coming up after the fight, so I'm just gonna be driving that up here, placing it in a spot where I know the Marines won't drive it away. Hopefully, let me see, is there a chopper sitting here? No? Okay, we're good, that's the second wave coming in. Set up a rocket shot for the ghosts. I should get a triple kill, yep, there it is. And we're gonna taking out this next Phantom here. I'm only taking out this Phantom because this Phantom is a bottleneck. I could theoretically take out both Phantoms and it'd be faster, but it's very risky. So I'm gonna be doing the safe thing and just taking out Phantom. And I think we got it here. Yeah, we just got trolled by... There's supposed to be some dialogue there, but we got trolled and didn't play. And gonna try to set up a vehicle clip here through this door. Quite precise, so I'm gonna spend some time setting it up. As long as we get it in a couple tries, should be fine. Alright, choking. There we go. Took a few tries. Didn't lose quite as much time as it seemed, because we are in a bit of a timer there again. But yeah, lost some time there. And I'm gonna be moving my way through this warehouse and be trying to pick up another deployable cover. We can use it for launch here at the end as well, but it is random. These guys drop one. I haven't seen one yet, so hopefully this is the last chance. Oh, there's one. This guy might troll me. Nope, should be fine here. And there you can see a bit more clearly what happens with one of those launches. That went quite well. Gonna be picking up some plasma pistols to take out the last AA gun here. When it shoots, its little weak spot drops down for a second, and we can just take it out with 2 plasma pistol shots from afar. Very convenient. So in this level we're actually going backwards to the level we just went through, but it'll look a bit different because, well, the flood had been breaking through, rampaging through the city basically, and blowing everything up. So the cool thing about this level is we get a hammer right at the start with full ammo, and there's a bunch of boxes, and if you were paying attention on Crow's Nest, we can do some cool things with boxes and hammers. So hopefully setting this one up in the right way. Not quite the angle I wanted there. Get that marine out of the way, just for fun. Or nades, whatever you prefer. A little box launch here. Don't want to go too far because I need this deployable cover here. And I'll be using that for a variation of the the launch we saw earlier, which is a lot more powerful, as you're about to see. But also a lot harder to pull off. I'm delaying a checkpoint here by mailing and jumping to trick the game into thinking I'm in combat. And that should give us a checkpoint right here for this trick. And first try, nice. So put ourselves in the DC, collision gets intersected, the game gets confused, and we get pushed up at a lot of speed. Yo, thanks dude.
Well, we have
Oh, close one.
Out, so the stream hears me. So good run so far. Oh, sorry, $20 from Jan Gust saying good run so far. Sorix, and Zavo was great, scary. Good luck on the rest of the run.
Yo, thanks Jack. Bad timing, but appreciate that. See, I was trying to do a box launch across that gap and then do another one of those equipment jumps that I did on Sierra, the first level, but with a trip mine that time. Let's see if we can get it this time. It's a bit unfortunate because you don't really get a checkpoint for this. Let me set up the angle properly this time. And that should be fine. There we go. So now we get the same thing with Cortana, but now it's Grave Mind talking to us instead. Still a sub 4 minute Floodgate with those that big revert is pretty good. So here we get a nice little scenic pelican ride before the action starts. Common theme of Halo 3 actually is you get a short walk or a short little cutscene before the level starts. I guess that's true for most games, but true for every level except one in this game. Only one of them actually drops you in combat right away, or in action right away. So big slide jump here, hopefully. And take another brute here for a brute shot. Nade here, plus those, you may have seen there was some little explosive barrels on the side there, gave me some extra power on that boost. And nade plus brute shot here should get me up to the top and skip that whole section like that. And now I'm gonna be committing war crimes because it's fast. 1, 2. You didn't want to die. 3, 4. So I don't really have an explanation for this. I used to think I knew how it worked, but then I actually tested said theory, and then it didn't make. It made even less sense. But theory goes, we kill those Marines, they don't end up killing enemies, more enemies alive equals good, because we want as many enemies alive as possible, because then it'll overload the map and some enemies won't spawn later. I'm not sure if that's the whole story, but it's something like that. Killing those marines makes it a lot more consistent, at least. So this area we have to clear out for the next section to start. So I'll be setting up some long-range rockets, should hopefully get some good kills with. Then I'll be switching my focus to this Wraith. Reload and hopefully snipe at least 3 enemies here. Yep, got enough. Go should turn around, and that's pretty much a flawless fight. Don't think that goes save time, but yeah, that was pretty much perfect. So there's actually one enemy alive still, but you can have one, and the game still completes it. So I'm just gonna ignore that guy. So I probably should have looked at that, because it's a cool cutscene, right? So sorry about that, but I like to boost into the rock there just so I don't get flown away by the wind. So this next area, not quite yet, but once we turn the next corner is when hopefully stuff will be deloaded from what we did earlier. So let's see here. We have one Wraith. Alright, we have one Wraith, so that's a bit unlucky, but it's not too bad. Normally you get 2 Wraiths, 2 Choppers, 2 Ghosts, and a bunch of Shade Turrets, so pretty much everything except the Wraith deloaded there, which is absolutely fine. Take out the Phantom. Couple shots in the wing kills it really fast because it's a weak spot. Then if I can aim at all, I'll try to take out these Ghosts. Okay. So that should set this door to open up on a short timer here. Just gonna sit here so the Wraith de-aggroes hopefully. And this door should open up in a second. Yep, there it is. And because we went through that area way faster than we were supposed to, Spark just, this little robot here, Spark, who's supposed to be with us throughout that whole section, just teleports ahead to catch up. So we're not really supposed to take the chopper through here, but it fits, so we take it through and it's faster. Gonna be kind of racing down to the bottom of this section, because the main objective here is taking out a Scarab, which we actually skipped on Storm. I didn't really mention that, but when we flipped through that door with the Mongoose, we skipped the Scarab, which is this big tank enemy. And this one we can't really skip, so I'm gonna have to kill it, but I'm gonna be trying to get on it as soon as it comes into the map, basically. So hopefully it'll be fast. As long as I don't get shot. I do need full shields and health here for this nade jump. And just slightly off on the lineup, so gonna need to redo it. That's fine. But you can see what I'm going there, trying to land on the Scarab right as it drops in. I'm looking at the radar to know exactly when to go. So Hopefully we can get it this time. There we go. Line it up a bit better that time. Wait a couple seconds because it's invincible for a little bit. And now we're on a timer again. Just gonna wait here a couple seconds to make sure everything goes well, because you're not really expected to do this in this order. Things get glitchy, and if we progress too fast, we'll have to kill some extra enemies. So I'm just picking up some ammo here while I wait for this pelican to come in. So Arbiter and 2 Marines gonna come out here. Gonna kill a specific one of the Marines because he has a dialogue line here which would play before this door here opens up. But if we just kill him, then it skips the dialogue. Slide jump there. Not much movement tech to do here. A little slide jump begin to go off that plasma battery, which not a lot of people do. But moving into the cartographer here, as it's known in the game. And now we're gonna be making our way down for evac. So just moving down a few hallways again, and then there'll be a short combat section to finish the level. So here we clear out some enemies just to make sure they don't follow us into the next area and mess it up. These guys kinda just stand around here because you're not really supposed to be here this early, and then it's supposed to set up for a 1v1 versus the chieftain, but they kinda just stand there and don't do anything if you get here that early. And they can't really react in time. But yeah, that's the end of the mission. We're just gonna wait for this pelican to come in. Pretty decent arc considering the big revert to the scarab board there. So here we get dropped right into a combat section. This is a fairly complicated one. I'm gonna be killing 6 enemies exactly right at the start here, hopefully. If this gun can die. That should work, yeah. And I'll spawn an enemy here, and I purposely only killed 6 again. Just so they would spawn at the right time, so I could set up for that laser shot on them. And hopefully Marines did their job. Doesn't look like they did. There's something alive. Oh, this guy's alive. Really? Okay. So very often you get trolled by one last enemy that hides somewhere. Not often do you see that guy hiding though. He's usually really upfront if he doesn't die to the spawn kill. So we get the Warthog here. There is a Mongoose you can take, and technically the Mongoose is a little bit faster when you're going uphill compared to the Warthog. The Warthog is faster on flat ground and way faster downhill. But uphill the Mongoose is a slight bit faster. But it's actually still faster to take the Warthog because we'll be taking it down the hill as well later. So we'll be coming back through and we'll be using the same vehicle, so getting the Warthog is actually still faster. Wait here a second for these Prowlers to come through, just so they don't block us. And then can't take the Warthog in here, so get out and walk the rest of the way. A little fuel ore jump up to the elevator, and I'll be setting up on top of the elevator button here. Quite high up actually, a lot. The floor on top is invisible and way higher up than you'd expect. Then do a nade jump up to the top, laser, Chieftain and one brute. And these guys are trolling me a bit, but we got it. And that's actually a very good hammer. The amount of ammo you get from enemy drops is RNG, so 80 hammer ammo is almost the best you can get, so that's really good.
Reinforcements, man. We're pinned down.
I'm on my way.
Negative. The fire's too heavy. Everyone fall back.
Sergeant Major. Johnson, can you hear me? Chief, we need to link up with you on her.
So again, get the Warthog. We're gonna be taking it back down to the beach. It's a nice little drive through the woods here. So now we get in the Hornet, and I'm actually flying diagonally here, because it is a little bit faster than flying just straight forward. Little known facts. So you could theoretically hijack a Banshee here. That's what you'd see in a segmented run for a few seconds time save, but not really something worth doing, worth going for in just a regular run. So we gotta help out in third tower. Johnson was supposed to clear this out, but he goofed, and we have to do it for him. See if I can get this. Barely missed it there. Hopefully we don't die to these drones. We should be fine. So if you do some slide jumps there very well, you can actually make it up to the elevator in 2 jumps. I just barely missed it. So another quick clear, top of this. That's a Savu strat. Guys really are really into me for some reason. Kinda weird. So we get a checkpoint here, really nice. No, we don't. Good little box launch out of this tower. You can actually splatter on this one sometimes, so gotta be a little bit careful. gotta make our way to our warthog here
I must see the port assess the damage to the ark.
To the top of these hills, no higher. We cannot risk your capture.
to get to the next section. This is actually a bit of a tricky driving section. Gotta... First of all, you're relying on the enemies quite a bit, not blocking you or shooting you too much. Can cause you to flip easily, but... Also gotta set up your turns really well so you can get into the next section smoothly, right here. That was quite good, and the guy didn't brute shot me, so we should be fine. So that jump is the most tricky part of that. Just getting into that smoothly. Now again, we'll be getting in a Hornet here to kill 2 scarabs. You could actually skip these guys, and in a world record attempt you might see that, but definitely not something I want to do in a marathon right now. So not much faster to kill them, or much slower. I mean, yeah, totally. This is definitely the fastest way to do this area. Nothing to see here. So I do want to kill some enemies if they... Yes, this is what I didn't want to happen. I want to kill RB. Because just like last level, if he's dead, his dialogue won't play. I think that should work though. Yeah.
If only we had more time.
So just kill him at the right time. You can't just kill him at any time actually, because he does revive after a few seconds. So gotta make sure to kill him at the right time as well. Now I'm setting up a big box launch here. This setup looks good. Unfortunately I couldn't carry momentum there because the angle was a little bit off. But still made it over the first little building, which is the most important bit. And wow, 89 hammer, now that's a good one. There is a potential soft lock here on this cutscene, but I did prepare beforehand if it does happen, which it did not. So we're good. Good MIB special. Shoutouts to MIB. This should be good. Very good return.
I'm a thief, but I keep what I steal.
I think I hit a sentinel there at the end actually. Pretty sure that's what blocked me. So that's quite unfortunate actually. It's up 10, that's pretty good. Now we get into everyone's favorite level, playing this game casually. A lot of confusing hallways in this level. It all kind of looks the same, so I'm sure a lot of people watching got lost in this mission before. But for speedrun, it's actually a fairly cool mission once you once you warm up to it, I think. A lot of people don't hate this mission, at least. Grab a DC there to hopefully do a launch with. Let's see how this one goes. It's probably one of the trickier DC launches in the run. Oh, close one. So I did get a launch and it did save time, but if you go far enough down the hallway, you'll trigger this next slowdown moment, Gravevine Katana cutscene thing, a little earlier, and you can overlap them and skip it, and it saves a lot of time. It's mainly something you would see in IL runs, but once in a while you do get it in a full game run. So pick up a fresh hammer here, which is thankfully just lying there with full ammo. Can do box launch through this room. Not the best angle there, that's fine. Grab a deployable cover. That one I'm not gonna use for a launch. Just for, well, maybe I am, but it's mostly for safety. Just in case I mess up a launch later, I can use it to jump off to save myself.
Time has taught me patience.
So this next room is called Hell Room. There's a really quick way to get up it or through it really quickly, which I'm gonna try, and you can get up in just 3 jumps. So we'll see how it goes. That's wrong nade. Supposed to have spike grenades equipped there. I've actually never done that before. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like.
I have walked the edge of the abyss. I have seen your future and I have learned.
Submit.
So delaying a checkpoint here by meleeing again for this launch, because it can be a bit annoying sometimes. Thankfully we have a checkpoint right here. So this should be fine, yep. Get right across the room. Didn't even need the DC there. And now I'm trying to get through this moment as quickly as possible, so I can trigger the next one. That's right there, and that'll overlap them, just as I was talking about. You can overlap them, and it skips the second one.
There's 2 of us in here now, remember?
So this is the last moment, or a Graveyard moment of the level. Hopefully I'm gonna do a little DC launch there.
Her secret is revealed.
That should work. Ah, just bounced on, or just clipped the wall there. Oh, we didn't get the launch.
You need to buy some time.
Oh.
Just react.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't hit the launch now, because then I wouldn't have a checkpoint there.
You need to buy some time.
Oh no! Oh, that's incredible. The other guy, huh? Oh my god. You know, I'm starting to think this
You
jump
need
might
to
not be
buy
worth
some
it.
time.
Alright, there we go.
This reactor, start a chain reaction. Destroy High Charity.
Gotta get that 1 second time save when you can, you know. Get those blocks out of the way, because they can actually get launched around and splatter you there as you're waiting for the door.
We need to get to Halo. Destroy the flood once and for all.
It's a very nice way through that hallway. Now I do have another DC here, which I'm gonna try to use for a jump up this hole here, which is where I dropped down earlier. Oh, if this guy can stop shooting. Okay, there we go. So we're not really supposed to be up here at this point in the level, because we're backtracking and a different path was supposed to open up, which it would take. But by doing an equipment jump up there, we can get up, and it's a bit shorter than the other path. Chap special. Every time.
I've got a friendly contract. Who would be crazy enough to come in here? Corridors beyond this point have collapsed. I'm
Gotta
looking
make
for
sure
an
I
opening.
actually
Careful.
empty my weapon here, because if I finish the level with no ammo, it won't carry over my weapons to the next mission, which means I'll get fresh nades and fresh rockets for the next one. So it's actually better to not carry over my weapons from this mission. So now we're on the last mission, Halo. Also the longest one, actually. But don't buy much. Should be about around a 10-minute level, with the famous Wardog run making up about half of it. So again, a short walk to the action. There's gonna be a bunch of flood pods dropping down, and we need to make it our way to the top of the spire here. First we get this ham.
Donation.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have $20 from LGB Eaton. Nice run so far. Beauty of the run, return. Keep it going, sorry.
Flood dispersal pods.
Thanks for the 20.
Control rooms at the
Yo,
top
thanks
of
for the
that
20
tower.
LGB.
Chief, go.
Thanks for that nice comment. Appreciate that.
Spar, you in there? Someone that
Setting
can't
up a
go?
rocket shot on Johnson there to hopefully kill him and knock him off the cliff. We'll see in a second if it actually worked. Setting up here a bit because there'll be a wave fight starting in a little bit. So I'm just setting up some things beforehand. Setting up a turret there. These guys dropping up. Up into invincibility, and there should be guys spawning right here. Yep, there we are. This is wave 1 of 2. It's a bit random how fast the spawns are, but they seem to be coming in pretty quick right now. You can actually tell which part of the wave you're in by which weapons the Flood have. They always have the same ones. So there should be one more with a few rod. There he is. And that should be wave 2. In a second, if this guy will die.
Consume the galaxy of flesh and mind.
So a lot of this fight plays around managing the flood spawn while keeping an eye on the spiders here, as we call them, because they are the main things you need to worry about. And that was a really good wave 2 actually. Let's pick up the hammer I left and another auto turret. And yeah, So I'll knock Johnson off the cliff earlier, which means he spawns right here and opens his door a little bit earlier for me.
Do I take life or give it? Who is victim and who is foe?
It's trying to rebuild itself on this ring.
There is a sort of new time save here, which I figured out yesterday. Not this. This is not new, but bit of a new lineup for a laser shot. But wait, yeah, we just jumped past Spark with a equipment jump there, just to line up for an early shot on him. And I'm gonna miss this because I wasn't paying attention because I was talking. And I timed it wrong. That should kill him, and I'm gonna be trying to set up this hammer against the wall. And that should be good, and I'll be able to pick it up after the cutscene here and get it back.
I am sorry. But come.
So now it's just a short escape section to the Warthog. And then it'll be the Warthog run to finish the game. So unfortunately there aren't really anything we can do hammer launches out, so it's mostly gonna be just straight up regular old hammer boosts through this area.
The frigate. We still have a chance.
There's some nice slide jumps you can do here though,
Dawn is on the other side.
but I didn't get any good ones really. Try to not get blocked in this room is the main thing. And I've been saving invincibility for this room, because these guys actually do a lot of damage, but I want to do boosts
Don't
off
let
them.
this ring be the end of us, Chief.
So just to be safe, save invincibility for that. Don't really need it for anything else. So. Make sure to kill his popcorn,
There, Johnson's Warthog.
because they actually can
Come
kill
on,
you.
Spartan. Go, go, go!
So there's not too much interesting to do in the Warthog run. You can't really divert too much from the regular route. It's mostly a few jumps like this one, little shortcuts that you can do, and that was actually very clean landing. There's one or two jumps like that you can do, but otherwise basically have to follow the path. So we just do optimized driving for the most part through it. Nice little bar there.
Well, we got some more donations coming, so time to put some for those.
Yeah.
Alright. We got $10 from Bro Invernape saying, go Sorix.
Yeah, what up in Burnape?
All this coming from you. We have $20 from Hark saying, congrats on the amazing run, Sorix. Hollow 3 is still one of the best speedruns. Finish that fight.
Yo, thanks Hark. Shoutouts to Hark. He just recently, the other day, got the ODST world record. Shoutouts. here is another quite big jump. I'm gonna go for the sleepless variation, which hopefully won't lose me 2 minutes. This should end up, we should be fine here. There we go. Always looks really close, but nice little shortcut you can do there. Probably the biggest sort of skip of this section. You may have also noticed there's almost no enemies. There's been almost no enemies throughout this whole thing. It's because those jumps that I did actually skips the spawns. Obligatory barrel roll. This section we can't skip the spawns though, so we'll have to deal with them. And yeah, we're coming up on the last corner here. Just gotta jump into the dawn and game is done. Looks like it'll be, yeah, just barely a sub 10-minute Halo, which is pretty good. Or just, I lied, just 10 flat. But hey, that's pretty good. But yeah, that's Halo 3. This is a pretty decent run.
Yeah, congrats. That was,
Thank you.
1 hour,
For
6
us,
minutes, 50 seconds.
Storm has
ish.
passed.
And
The war is
just at the
over.
right final moments, we also got one more
But let us
donation
never
from
forget
Rylum
those who journeyed
with
into the
$20
howling
saying,
dark
"Let's go,
and
Sorix."
did not return.
Yo, thanks, Rylum. Yeah, shoutouts to
That decision required
HaloRuns.com,
courage beyond measure.
of course.
Sacrifice,
Best
the
place
unshakable
for
conviction
all your
of
Halo
fight.
speedrunning needs.
our
If
fight.
you like to run, check out HaloRuns.com for the leaderboards and Discord link and all that kind of stuff. It's really a chill community, so.
As we start to rebuild,
But that's
this
it for me, I
hillside
guess.
will remain barren. A
Cool,
memorial
thanks.
to heroes fallen.
Thank you for having me.
They ennobled